Okay, I gathered up some random breast milk pieces that I've made throughout the course of my preservation journey. Right here I have for you some of my very first attempts, and as you see, they were definite fails. This one right here, I believe I just mixed some breast milk with resin and hoped that it would work. It created kind of a cool little effect, but not if you're expecting a breast milk piece that actually represents breast milk. This one right here, it has some bacteria growth, so you can see the spots that we sometimes talk about when talking about some of the flaws that can happen to unpreserved breast milk pieces. If one of my clients were to have something like this happen, I would definitely create a new piece for them, because that's something that I did in the preserving process and not something that they did. Right here I have for you a piece right here that I had done a design on and decided that I didn't really care for it, so I deemed those worthy to use for an experiment, and I ended up putting them in a potted plant in my windowsill, and they had stayed there for roughly 6 years. They were exposed to sunlight and watering regularly, as well as the soil that was in the pot and was mixed throughout the rocks over the course of time. Neither of them have been washed off yet, but I would say that they held up pretty good, considering that I say to take care of your pieces, and these also have not been sealed. This one right here was also used in an experiment with water, and I had put that in a jar of water and put it in the windowsill in my studio. I'd say that it held up pretty good, considering, however, it does have some discoloration and maybe some transparency along the edges, but all in all, I'd say that those held up pretty well, considering that they're not sealed and that they were not taken the best care of. These over here are all of my personal pieces throughout my breast milk and breastfeeding journey. This one I believe is roughly 2 years old and still holding up really well. This one also roughly 2 years and is in the solution. This one right here is my oldest one at almost 8 years old. This one, this one, this one, and this one are all roughly 3 years old, and I think this one is going on 4. A couple of these haven't been sealed, but most of those are finished pieces and either ready for hardware or already finished and I've been wearing. This right here is what I call my bag of misfits. It's pieces that I have created throughout me figuring out the preservation process, and I couldn't get rid of any of them because they're my personal breast milk, so it's just my little bag of misfits. But there you are. There's some different shades of breast milk jewelry and what can happen if the preserving process isn't done properly and if pieces aren't taken care of.